Welcome, everybody, to the HRO Sports Betting Podcast. You got Coach here with T coming off a very successful 10-3 week 0 and week 1 record. So congrats, T, on that. That's awesome. That's putting money in pockets. And we're on to week 2. We're going to talk some of the big games here. And we might provide a little insight a little later on in the week about some of the other games that are outside the top 25 or games that, you might have some interest in. But for right now, we're going to focus on that. Our third game of the program is going to be USC versus Stanford. If this game was in LA, I'd be more tempted to really ride that Trojan bandwagon. At Stanford, always playing a good physical Stanford team. Last time I checked, it was about 9.5. The spread 9.5. Once again, make sure you're shopping your lines and getting the best line for you and what's available to you. USC, I like what Lincoln Riley has done. There's definitely some buzz about the program. And a win at Palo Alto would be tremendous. I think they're going to put up points. I think they're going to put up enough points, obviously, and win the game. I'm still not impressed with the USC defense yet. I want to see them. This will be a decent Pac-12 opponent, and we'll see what happens. T, what are some of your thoughts on this one as we're moving forward?
So this line has also moved a couple points already. Open about 12
Yeah.
When Circa dropped their lines.
Yeah.
It's currently at 9. USC, I thought they looked good. I liked what I saw out of USC.
Yeah.
Being a 33-point favorite, I mean, anytime you put up a 60 spot, you're doing something right. And again, similar to one of the other games, if they wouldn't have had those 3 pick sixes, their offense would have probably scored anyway.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see that. Caleb Williams, I thought looked good, very efficient. He ended up 19 of 22 for about 250 and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
It's what you like to see out of him, especially in that offense, because this is year 2 for him in the Lincoln Riley offense. So continuing to take strides and to look
progress.
good. Let's see. Offensive line, I thought was good. Only had 1 sack and 1 other tackle for a loss, so they were controlling the line of scrimmage, which was nice to see, because that was one of the big question marks I had going into the year with the Trojans, was how is their offensive line going to handle the front sevens of different teams and moving forward. And Stanford isn't one of those elite teams in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But I mean, they handled their week 1 with Colgate. They did not cover. But E.J. Smith, Emmitt Smith's son, looked good.
Yep.
Had 118, 2 touchdowns. Had that one where he broke a long run, like 90 yards or somewhere around that line.
Definitely helped that yards per carry average.
For me, I do have action on this game.
Okay.
I have USC in this one. I made them north of 2 touchdowns as a favorite. So this was one of the games where when it dropped and then it's moved, I got it when it hit. It's moved down to 9. I grabbed some action on 9.5 because I don't think this line is going to keep going. I envision some sharp buyback with this line to start putting it back.
Yeah.
Start pulling it back up.
I can see that.
Because this one... So, the early look ahead over the summer for this game was 4. USC was a 4-point favorite. It ballooned up to 12, and then it's come back down a little bit. Yeah. One of the reasons why I think it's come back down is I would imagine there was a good amount of sharp action on USC -4.
Yeah,
and when it reopened 12... You have over a touchdown middle. That's just a smart play. If you have a USC -4 ticket, I made it about 15-16. I would have taken a Stanford.
Sure.
Plus 12 when it dropped. So
that's just a smart play without question. And I think this is going to be one of those games when USC comes out and looks really good and wins this game by 14 to 17 points, you're going to get people like me who are going to have to reevaluate USC and what we think of them and where they're at this current time. I'm just, I agree, you're going with USC at that number. And I'm going to have to reevaluate, but I'm going to stick with you on that one. I do have a lot of respect for Stanford, and I may have to reevaluate where they're at as well. USC is not Colgate, so.
Now we'll see if they can run against you. If they can run the ball efficiently against USC, they could possibly keep it close. But I don't think McKee through the air, even though he was decent in the first game as well.
He was good against Colgate, I thought.
Had the one pick, but 300 yards, 2 touchdowns.
No.
But again, Colgate isn't USC.
Yeah.
And you've already seen that USC secondary be ball hawks and force turnovers.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but I like the Trojans.
Okay, so you heard it here with us. Take the Trojans, give the points. I'd like to thank everybody for listening in to the HRO Sports Betting Podcast. Once again, we'd like to thank the High Roller organization for giving us the opportunity to bring this insight into the big games that are coming up in week 2 in college football. And I wish all of you the best of luck, and make sure you cash those tickets at the window. Take care.